Let's get ready to rumble! Hey everyone, Tom here, aka Nostradamus, and today I want to talk about Workhorse. Hey, you know what? For a little good measure, I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of DPHC. So, a quick recap on the market today, and we'll take a look at how my accounts are doing. You can see my IRA was up about $1,000 a day. I'm pretty happy about that. My 122,000, now 122,000 all-time highs. Super stoked. We're closing in on 40K profit for the year, which is a 50 burger in percent. I am super pumped about that. Having another very good day in the market. The one I'm most excited about is that small account. If you haven't checked out the small account challenge and just followed along with me, if you're new to investing, you definitely want to check this out. Taking a $2,500 account, we're going to grow that bad boy to $1 million. Might take a little time. I'm not stupid. It might take a little time. Anyway, yeah, so definitely check that out. Ooh, man, can you believe this market? Are you getting nervous? I'm getting nervous. You know why I'm getting nervous? I'm making too much money and I'm making it too quickly. My fear now is that we have a blow off top in their earnings, all these things set up, and it is not going to end well. Anyway, tell me your thoughts on that. What do you think? Are we going to have a blow off top with a bad ending? Or is this thing just going to, do stocks only go up? Maybe it has changed. Anyway, again, comment down below and let's get into Workhorse, Diamond Peak Holdings, and Lordstown. Yeah, so a lot of you know Jack Spencer interviewed Steve Burns, the CEO of Lordstown, on his channel. I actually just got around to watching that. To me, that just really didn't sound like a fun time. I love Jack. I love his channel. But listening to Steve Burns talk about Lordstown really just didn't sound like a fun time to me, especially when I'm not in the stock. But I'm like, I got to see what this dude's all about. So I actually watched it, and I want to give you my thoughts on that. So as I talk about this Steve Burns interview, I have to bring in the Fuzzy Panda article too, because there's a bit of relation there. But again, I wanted to watch this interview and just kind of get a vibe and, help me, honestly, it's a little bit unfair because I did go in biased because my gut was already telling me, I don't believe all this stuff that's coming out, what Workhorse is saying, especially Lordstown. I believe far less of what they have to say coming out of their camp than I do Workhorse. To me, like this whole PR news thing and the way the information comes out, like that Panda report says, Steve Burns is like a more nefarious version of Trevor Milton. A lot of people laugh at that, but the more I think about it, maybe, but it's two different beasts, right? And well, Trevor is a much younger person anyway, so obviously he was a mastermind and genius for doing it on Twitter and social media and the way he worked that angle. Steve Burns, they're a bit, he's a bit more old school. They're doing this PR newswire and doing the angles a little bit differently, but there's still a lot of parallels there. And so, this whole part about the Panda report saying he's a more nefarious version. Maybe they got something there. Look, I'm just spitballing here. Again, don't hate me. I'm an engineer, so I look at things from all different angles. So it is possible. That's all I'm saying. I could be wrong. My gut could be wrong. Again, those are just some random thoughts that come through my mind as I look at this from all angles. Discuss the whole, Workhorse is paying YouTubers to promote their material. I don't think that's what's happening, but it's not out of the realm of question. Just the interview, think about it. It's kind of weird. Why would they okay doing an interview with a smallish, bigger than me, and definitely one of the bigger Workhorse. There's that. But a smaller YouTuber, why as a company, there's a lot of risk there, right? It's really weird that they would do that. And even more so, I thought it was really weird that their PR, if you actually watched it, their PR team had to be on it. And to me, again, it's weird. So I don't know if Jack was limited to what he could ask them. I would imagine, dude, if I was Workhorse, I'd be like, man, you can't ask about this. You can't ask about that. And I'm not saying Jack did a bad job. Hell, I think he did a great job considering I don't know if interviewing was ever something he used to in a past life when he was bodybuilding or whatever, but he did a decent job. And I know, I have to imagine that Workhorse wouldn't allow him to ask certain questions, but things really bothered me about that interview, and I'll get into more, especially the way Steve Burns was just very shifty. Again, I'll get more into that. Definitely stick around for that. But they were asking like the full self-driving, and I found that whole thing really weird too. So Jack asked about full self-driving, and he kind of skirted the question. He's like, we're not really worried about that, but we're putting the sensors in. And I'm just like, what does that mean? You're putting the sensors in? Like, are you putting cameras in? Because you're going to need a bunch of cameras for full self-driving. Or were you just talking about your little brake sensors at the beginning of the video? Because adding in brake assist isn't anywhere close to full self-driving. And then there's the whole technology, that's going to be, that they kept bragging about a bit. I'm just like, come on, how much that, I mean, come on. Like, that's where I start asking, oh yeah, tell me about your dev team and what's the dev team doing? And what about this technology and what kind of software? And how big is your dev team? And what's your, no, this isn't even fair telling for someone like me, but I'll start asking, oh, is your platform up in Azure? Are you hybrid? You a hybrid model with Google too, anyway. I'm gonna wrap this next one up quick. I could do this all day long, but I don't want this video to be 7 hours long. So one other thing that kind of bothered me about this interview is when, what's the dude's name? Steve was talking to Jack. He would always be like, do you notice? Like, he didn't really sound like a subject matter expert. And I don't necessarily need him to be a subject matter expert, but he didn't even sound close. You know, when like Elon Musk talks, that dude's you could tell, like, he knows this. You know what I'm saying? So, and he just like when he was very shifty, right? Watch it. If he was constantly like looking down, looking away. Maybe he's nervous. I get it, I guess, but you're the CEO of now $1 billion+ company. And if you're nervous or whatever, I don't know, work that out beforehand or have someone else do your interview. Oh, I can't help myself. I get going. I cut that last one off. Again, calm down, especially bulls. These are just my thoughts. I'm not in the stock. I'm not wishing you ill will. I'm actually just as excited for you to see if we get that news tomorrow. I don't think it's going to happen. Even if it does, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Even if they get 100%, even if they get 100% of that contract, I think anything north of like 40 is an overreaction and we see a pullback. I do think a lot of it's priced in. When it comes to Lordstown and DPHC, there's a lot of the same. Steve Burns, I just feel like both of them are these like different type of hype machines, similar to Nikola, not exactly Nikola, but similar. Just the whole way they broke things up, and he's saying it was a diversity issue. I guess, I get what you're doing. You split the company up. It makes it easier to raise the massive amount of capital you're going to need to pull off your vision. Lordstown only has a prototype. Do you know how, like, they're shooting for a payout or to get bought out by like someone like GM or some crazy fat deal where actually GM's pretty good at raking you over the coals. And that's why GM is doing these investments. Dude, GM is going to go out of business unless they throw a dart and hit something with someone like Lordstown and even Workhorse. Again, I wish them the best. If you're in the stock, I wish you the best. Post down below what your cost base is, how many shares you have, Workhorse, Lordstown, DPHC. I want to know. I wish you the best. I really do. When I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, bookmark this video. Come back. Let me have it. Call me an idiot. Call me an idiot now. Come back. Tell me I was wrong. I'll admit if I'm wrong. I will post an apology video right there. Hit the likes. Smash the likes. Share the video. Let all your Workhorse, Bull, and Diamond Peak Lordstown Bull buddies know that I will post an apology video, but you got to get those likes up. We got to get these likes to like 1,000. Come on, let's go. You want me to apologize? Let's do it. Here's the deal. If I was right, you got to come back and all you got to say is, I'm sorry, I apologize. I should have listened to you. Easy. I want to be wrong. I don't want anyone to lose money. So there we go. Let's all have some fun. I am actually just as excited about tomorrow as you are. I can't wait to see what happens. I was actually in Workhorse for a bit, but as I started digesting the info, it just became too risky for me. That's all it is. It's just too risky. Right now, the stock is at like 27 bucks. Roth Capital or whatever. They say if they get the contract, they think they're valued at $33. Hey, if you were in at like 10, 12, 14, 16 or whatever, sure, there's still a lot of reason for you to be in. I wouldn't blame you if you took profits, take half off the table, what have you. But I see no reason now to get into the stock, but there's not much. I mean, there's just way too much to gamble on this contract, especially for Workhorse. They don't get what everyone in the market is already built in and expected on this contract. That stock is going to plummet sub $10. I guarantee it. You can put that on the board. It's going to happen. I hope you made it to the end of the video. I love you all. Even all you haters are going to let me have it. They're going to smash the dislike button. I still love you. Again, hit that like button. We got to get to 1,000 likes. You want that apology video, right? Let's make it happen. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know. I love you all, and peace.